Hello everyone. Welcome. Welcome to my stream. Yeah, we're just gonna fix a few settings and we can start. Yeah. Hello everyone. So today I'm just gonna do couple replay reviews. It's gonna be mainly Bastion and Sombra, same as before. Also, I'm gonna use the notes from one of my sessions, and it's been on Twitch, it's been on awareness so far. We're gonna go over awareness topic for the most part. I think using this lesson as a reference in a way will be pretty useful. I'm just gonna send you the link to the lesson before. If anyone wanna watch it, you guys can go ahead. It's on YouTube, so it's gonna be over here. Also gonna have the student. They're gonna join in the chat, ask any questions, and if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask those too. For anyone who's gonna watch on YouTube, I'm gonna leave the links to all the notes. Yeah, all the notes. It's gonna be on YouTube as well. All the links to the videos I'm gonna send in the Twitch chat. It's gonna be there too. But yeah, we can start. Uh, so first of all, the idea we're gonna go over is this. So those are the notes from one of my previous sessions. Well, lessons on Twitch mainly. Let me just go over this real quick. Okay, so here, what do we got? In game session, whenever we're trying to play, to fix your awareness, the usual formula when you're trying to do something is you need to scout for your information. Yeah, I just need a webcam there too. Okay, yeah, you need to scout for certain information. You need to decide should you engage and then engage. Formula, yeah, so it's this. When we're scouting, what we're looking for is first, decisions, second, positioning, third thing is timing, and tempo with mechanics. I'm gonna explain this a little bit more, but this here is gonna help us to go through the replay because the request was to specifically look into awareness a little bit more and decision making, disengagement as well. So we're gonna go over that. Okay, keep in mind, those notes, whenever you're trying to scout for something and deciding should you engage and then looking to actually engage, you need to actually set up before the fight. So most of the time, we're gonna kind of assume that the student, well, they have, well, most of the time, let's say, they have the best position already, yeah, before you actually scouting for something. Ideally, you need to do that. You can also scout before a little bit and anticipate certain things before you set up. That's also comes pretty useful. But yeah, because I want to simplify it, just want to say making sure you have information, then deciding to engage, and then yeah, actually engage. I'm gonna use a couple of replays to show you examples of what I meant there. So we got first one is Bastion. I'm gonna spend 30 minutes on each one, and yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask those, really. Okay, this is a long range map. Not too bad map for Bastion, for sure. You have a lot of opportunities to do something with those open spaces. Let's see. Let me just read the message too as well. The student just mentioned. Hi man. Yeah. Hello. How are you doing? Yeah, so basically the info on the replay. As a Bastion, recently found myself dead much more than before. I die from poke in the corners, chokes, jank spam, Ash Hanzo. Also, I find myself dove more than I would like to. By Reaper Genji Diva. Usually that happens after setup, or I think that I have a power position there, but I get pushed and I can't run from there. I would appreciate if we consider on disengagements, awareness, and decision making in those situations. So yeah, the main problem to me, what they're describing is they need to be more aware of what's happening. Something you can do before the fight as well, but all the things we're going to talk about now, those are useful even before the actual engagement. Yeah, right after you've done the setup, you can kind of check quickly. Do you have the enough information? So, first idea. Yeah, let's just watch the fight first. And then I'm gonna focus on a few examples. Okay, so we got okay position, right? Getting spammed bash a lot. Doomfist pushing in, we're getting punched. Right. Yeah, it seems like we took a lot of damage, so you had slight downtime there. For sure. Okay. Let's go over a few things. I think those gonna be helpful. So I was telling you guys, you can scout for something. Yeah, you can scout for. I will mainly focus on decisions, positioning, timing. Okay. Whenever we breaking this down, whenever you're trying to go over one of the themes, you can break it down with 3 questions. I call those 3 W's. You can answer the question, what do you do? What your attention is on? When you do it, your timing, and where you do it, your position. And then you decide, should you engage? Yeah, can I engage? And then actually do something with that information. So first example, I'm thinking, let's just go over decisions first. Let's try to potentially put that in notes here. I'm gonna share those with you later as well. Yeah, I'm gonna share it with a student later as well. We're gonna put in here a scouting for team, enemy team. I think this is gonna be more important. Here, we can scout if we're talking about decisions for a lot of things. Potentially something like cooldowns, ultimates, HP, and if we're receiving pressure, that is something we can keep an eye on. I would start with cooldowns. Yeah, maybe cooldowns. Here, I think big burst is really important, the most important. Something like CC as well is really crucial. So what your attention should be on, and it should be even right after the setup. Your question can be, what are the top 3 biggest cooldowns I'm playing around, and just big burst abilities I'm playing around. So it should be done. It should be done ideally even before the fight, some of it, but it can also be just as a reminder. You should tell yourself, okay, like they have this and that, let me be more aware of certain things. Yeah, if they have Ashe, for example, you can position a certain way. If they have Widowmaker, that's also scary. And Ana, yep. Let's say the Ashe can do a lot of damage, right? Because of the big burst. Widowmaker as well. Maybe Ana is also can be doing quite a lot with her sleep dart, potentially looking to sleep you. That is scary. So those top 3 cooldowns you can be aware of. Let's see here what our attention is on. Just looking after CDs. Yeah, CDs. And we can specify like Ana sleep, maybe Ash burst, something like Widow burst. I could even say like primary fire, so it's even easier. Yeah, well, it's scoped in, but I'm just gonna call it that. Yeah, the normal fire. And when you put in your attention towards this, well, you can look after animations. Yeah, look after animations with your own eyes. Generally speaking, I think scoped in. If they're scoped in, this is quite dangerous. Whenever you see the Widowmaker scoped in, Ashe scoped in, they can do quite a lot. You can also look at something like their just not only looking but also hearing. Yeah, like hear cooldowns as well. Yeah, I think I just write it down. Listen to CDs. That is something what can be helpful. So what we could hear the previous fight, for example, the Ashe been doing a lot of damage on this angle here, so expect the Ashe to be there. We also heard the Widowmakers. Well, it's just footsteps, so there's not quite a lot. Yeah, she's not been doing a lot with her shots, but then she starts doing something, like being scoped in. Yeah, right there. That is something we can scout for. Ana, well, it's just been mainly scoped shots from there. Yeah, something you can put your attention on. Okay, when you scout for this information, well, this is typically before. You can say something like whatever you like, honestly, but you could be saying something like before each fight or before each engagement, if you like. Yeah, I would prefer maybe starting with before each fight you look into scout for that information. and then where you want to be. Usually, you need some sort of cover. So I would just say corner is enough. So see, your idea is to scout. It should be when you're already here, you should be doing that. And then decide position accordingly to it. Yeah, what we could be doing was your position and then, well, first of all, I would not move out into open angle here, where I expect those potential big burst threats to be shooting me. We can also use our right click to our advantage, potentially reposition ourselves, yeah? Use cover a little bit more with the crouch, too. So I would just keep playing over here, that's not too bad, but then use the crouch button. You want to position, you use your right click, yep? Stuff like that. So I'm really fixating on this, but we're gonna be going over more of the examples. I'm just gonna be focusing on decisions mainly. Decisions of the enemy team, right? What they do with the cooldowns. Again, we're starting our next engagement. You can be already scouting. Yeah, you already done the setup, or you have your position. So here, I can ask the questions. Wait, maybe just paying attention to all these animations and visuals of the CDs, right? So I hear the Ashe on the main. She used Dynamite. I know that the Widowmaker used Grapple. She's over here on the right side. And that could make it easy for you to decide, should you do something or not. And I would even say it's not too bad to maybe look for something more flanky-ish if you know the CDs are not around. Like maybe Anna Sleep Dart is not around, you know that. Or maybe the Ashe used her coach gun and then also Widow used her grapple, stuff like that. But yeah, I think this position, whoever plays not too bad overall. And so see here, basically, why we getting bursted pretty fast, right? Paying attention to what? The Ashe scoped in, right? And we know she's in the main, okay? The Anne is over here. So I want to, first of all, deal with not as many threats. It's quite important. I want to just deal with one threat at a time as much as possible. But maybe even scouting beforehand, yeah, it would help you out. You know, wait a minute. Okay, the Ashe is in the main. And then I also got Diane over there. What should I do in this case? Yeah, what do you think? To me, it's mainly you anticipating, predicting that she can do the sculpting shot and making sure you use cover more, and also your right click to reposition yourself. And let's say here, yeah, when you're going in, well, it's not, there's not too much to do, right? Your team is not around. But yeah, let's say the next fight. Again, doing same sort of stuff. Scouting, looking, what's around. Yeah, where those guys use their CDs or not. Yeah, they have those burst shots prepared. So now, for example, I can scout for Widowmaker's visuals. I should back up. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Also in relation to where your team was before, right? It's really important. So see now, I know the Widow is there, the Anne is over here, so I wouldn't peek too much, like go here too much, so I will be not jump by, but shot by the Widow. I don't want to do that, so I would maybe lean a little bit more back, shoot from here, definitely pay attention to your team as well, but this helps, this process. Yeah, this is just one layer. And here getting bursted really hard by multiple stuff. We just picked on 3 potential cooldowns, right? I only picked Ashe or Widowmaker, but also, obviously, in the long term, you want to be able to track everything. That's why it's so important to maybe get in the process of what I'm scouting for. Yeah, just get in the process of making sure you're familiar with some of the CDs. You're consistently able to scout them. Like, yeah, let's put it in a note. Actually, I need to move this over here. See? Yeah. Whenever you're trying to look for the CDs, just like this one, start tracking 2-3 cooldowns. You don't need to track a lot, like a lot. You can be fine with just 2-3 at the start, but then eventually, once you're comfortable with tracking multiple, maybe if you track the Doomfist, if you got the punch or not, it's gonna be easier for you to decide should be aggressive or not. Because I think now it's not past time. Generally against their comp, they control all the angles, isn't it? They control open space a lot. Yeah, you gotta be. You don't want to deal with all the angles at once. You don't want to deal with all the open space at once. Let's see what the optimal play here could be. Well, I know the Doomfist cooldowns is around. Well, now they are paying attention to me. This is quite important. And then they you also know they have the SCDs. If you know that, you would just maybe instantly get out the Bastions for them. So you will maybe not get naded, maybe you will not get punched. I think the nade is the most important. It's kind of doing it in a way so you're not playing to defensively, let's put it this way. No, you're still gonna be proactive because you know this information, but once you force something big, you should be okay with that, honestly. If they use something, you don't have to overstay too much. Use a couple of cooldowns, that's great. They maybe used one big one. It's great too. Definitely don't overstay. Yeah, run away. Yeah, you gotta kill. You know the CDs are there. I think, you see here, listen to CDs, but also look at enemy. Enemy attention. You wanna decide what to do based on the information. Yeah. And here I was saying the second question: can I engage? Yeah, can I engage on all that information? Well, I can, but I don't want to overstay like too long. Yeah, this is those are engagement specifics. That's what you do here. It's just one perspective. Hopefully that helps too. Okay, so here you guys finish the fight. It's fine. I'm just gonna give you one more example. Again, here we got what? Doomfist uses punch. They might have his slam. Their slam. I didn't see them use it. Yeah, they still have it. They also have power block, and this is where you make a decision. You can decide what should you do now. 308 Winchester. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Yeah, so we can decide what we do based on that information. I think it's safe enough, right? And then later you gotta be careful. Yeah, see the fight really prolongs, and there are more threats coming in. Like now, it's sort of fine, yeah? Do the pressure, Ash scoped in, well, they don't pay attention to you as much. From here, I think you should start on yeah, you should start being careful. How they let me see. They also doing this. They got the charge punch. Did they get in? So basically, they in. They got the charge punched. Yeah. I see that now. Yeah, definitely don't wanna shoot it too much if they have foul block. That's another thing. Yeah, you can be aware of that ability too, but I definitely get it. It's hard to be aware of every ability, right? So I start with 3, start with 2. That's gonna be fine for the most part. Yeah, do you have any questions maybe? Or everything what I say here makes sense? Because there's definitely a lot to talk about too, but that is what I would start with. The problem was that Doom was getting me everywhere. Yeah, and see the big part. Yeah, the big part is well, maybe we can get to the second example. Yeah, so first one was, can I scout for something? Yeah, decisions of the enemy. Yeah, there was one perspective. I can scout for CDs. That would be helpful there, 100%. Yeah, if I know what the Doomfist has, what they don't have. But also another perspective, something like scouting for positioning. And let's put it maybe re-scouting. Yeah, scout for enemy. Same thing. Same thing you want to do towards the enemy team, but just specifically ask where they are. Yeah, just make sure you know where those guys are. So you need to put attention to what. put attention towards their position. Yeah. Think where those gonna be. And it's not just based on, I guess, you being able to read the entire flow of the game, but also I think it's also map dependent. Yeah, let's just write down like map is important here. Also looking at, generally speaking, what the character does. Yeah, what character is strong at. Like for example, Doomfist. Yeah, if he's able to, he's definitely able to get you almost everywhere because he's quite mobile. So you can take advantage of that. Yeah, you can think, okay, how can I make it harder for him to actually engage me? How can I position? And also thinking about the map too, yeah. This gonna be big help, yeah, because I know what the map is about. There's a lot of open space to work with. You can think where you expect the Doomfist to be. So let's see, the next engagement, potentially, yeah. If I'm specifically scouting for the enemy position, I'm getting in something you can do. You can scout even before the fight. Again, you don't have to do it right before the engagement, yeah. You can maybe scout first, and then position, like you do here. Your position is really good, and anticipate. They have Sombra, Doomfist, and Ash. Where do I expect them? Well, mostly a Doomfist uh and Sombra. They will try to fight for the spinner, but Sombra might flank you a little bit more, in my opinion, because of how mobile they are. Either go super defensive AFK or go aggro and die. Yeah, exactly. So you wanna try to bait those guys to do something 100%, but you can't do that without anticipating what they will do. Because see, like, is it a good decision for us to instantly use our Tooth mode even? Yeah, did you bait them to challenge you? For example, yeah, if I just stand here, they got all their mobility too, right? Well, not all of them, but it's just the Doomfist, he still got a punch. You still can punch out, and that Sombra, they still have the Translocator too, really soon. Something we can track, yeah, I can always, okay, where those guys are, and if you're also tracking the SCDs, it's helping. So I wouldn't just do the form right away, but wait a little bit more, yeah, wait for bigger commitment, I think, either from these guys, the UCDs, or maybe from somebody over here. Because you die from Ash eventually, right? Yeah, let me just write down additional notes there. So we scouting for what? We're putting attention towards the enemy position. That is something I mentioned here. And when you do it. Again, just starting with before the fight is good enough. Where you want to be, again, I would just start with corners. Don't want to be too specific, yeah, or anything. I think this is enough. Some players, obviously at the high level, they also scout between shots. Maybe they scout once they have this slight downtime at any point of time. But just starting with that, it could give you a lot of info to work with. So see here again, should I turret form now? If I know where the Doomfist is, the Sombra is, but I also am able to track the CDs. I definitely shouldn't. See the Sombra though? They messed up, I believe, right? What happened there? They went in. Oh, they just got one shot. Okay, well, they didn't use cover at all too, but sure. Yeah, but I see what I mean. When you're going after the Doomfist, right? You can't do that because there's no commitment. I heard sleep. Yeah, exactly. Sleep. Yeah, but is it good enough for us? Yeah, if I know they got CDs. So it can be fine. It can be fine in certain situations when you're really confident, get a kill. It's usually on low HP targets. Like anybody, let's just put it this way: squishy targets. Anybody around C100, you can be sort of fine with that. But if not, then you just don't do anything. Wait for commitment. Like here, you would have your form. Basically, let this guy do this. See what this guy's doing. Maybe he goes in. You start using your form, and then later you would also use your ultimate, for instance. Stuff like that. Hurt sleep, yeah. See the same thing here. I'm trying to track. See, CDs. Yes, CDs. Okay, where the enemies are. What I can do to also bait them. Maybe go on this angle here. Doomfist punches. You can look to use your turret form. You also see maybe Ash swinging on a more aggressive angle, like using their coach gun and playing out in the open there. You also use your turret form too. So it's not too fast. You see, you kind of using it first, and then those guys going after you later. Obviously, the position is also a little bit awkward because we're staying out in the open, but... See, this is what you do. You guys win this. Nice. Again, the fight starts. I can scout for something. This is really important to mention. When you're applying this formula, you don't scout for everything. Everything what's possible in the game. You don't even have to scout for CDs and their position all the time. Just start with something, yeah? If I start with scouting their position, okay, I can already think about my setup a lot. Can start position right away to be able to be more proactive, yeah, sort of force them to do something. Well, what I could have done, I'm thinking going on top is not a bad idea, actually. Like, going over here, but then have line of sight to break through with your team. So even though the Doomfist dives you in, then you will be fine. Yeah, you just don't want to... you don't want to get punched in this direction, so you kind of play on the edge of this platform, maybe. You can use the spinner later too, but see, you position, force them to do something proactively. You also read, yeah, you think, where are they gonna be? Maybe Sombra will flank me, Doomfist goes over here, and then you do stuff. The power position here, the spinner, but against their comp, Genji comp, I get obliterated there. Yeah, exactly. So you maintain the range. You want these guys to you want to force their mobility, but you want to shoot them more. You want to shoot them from the long distance. That's why control long sightlines at the start. Shoot. They start doing something towards you. Yeah. Well, if they do, they at least doing it when they're low, and then you break line of sight and keep your distance again. Yeah, you just try to keep as much distance as possible. But if you don't poke them before they actually engage you, then they engage with full resources when we stay down there. So still poke, but careful. You don't want to take too deep of an angle where you're completely isolated. But this is the usual against dive. Any dive team, if you play Bastion, you need to poke them a little bit more. It's not. No, it's still power position. As I mentioned, yeah, it's power position. Just make sure you go there and by using your long range angles and drop at the right time. So this is really a long replay, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna watch this a little bit more, like 5 minutes more, and then if you get any questions, I will ask those too. See, I like this more. Well, I mean, I like the position. Yeah, this is fine position. Again, I would like you to wait for the commitment. So before you do this, you kind of shoot, and then maybe you see this. That would be really nice. Yeah, there's good coincidence. The Doomfist went in, so you start bursting him. But yeah, you need to keep an eye. Keep an eye on CDs, for example. Or keep an eye on their position in general. Where they are. Okay, where is Sombra now? Where's the Doomfist is? Before every fight. So it's gonna be easier. I'm thinking maybe let's watch a little bit of attack as well. So let's go over here. Yeah, so I'll use two examples, two perspectives. Looking at enemy positioning, looking at enemy decisions. Yeah, maybe let's go back to decisions again a bit more. Let's watch. We see an enemy. Yeah, what are important CDs for you to play around? Well, maybe you can play around something like Somber Hack, Doomfist Punch, Ash Burst, potentially, yeah? So, again, before I engage, I'm looking to go in and scout for that information. That's where pressing tab is really useful, by the way. So what I would do is, yeah, so type in press tab before every fight. Also, looking at kill feed is useful. Yeah, definitely too. You can also pick up on something, but pressing tab is the biggest. Pressing tab gives you a lot of information, generally speaking. Yeah, before the fight, you cannot see the entire composition, but once you're 15 seconds in, you can press tab and see the entire comp if somebody's hiding. So first of all, you will be just paying attention to this here. You're just gonna be looking after animations, listen, look at enemy attention. Yeah, this sort of stuff. Decisions. Now with all that information given, yeah, wanna be careful. Like, do you know where the Doomfist is? Where do you know where the Sombra is? Like here, I'm not too sure. Yeah, if I know the Sombra is there, well, I wouldn't maybe step outside of the bubble or like the where the Doomfist is as well. This guy's been behind actually. I don't know. They sitting doing nothing, but still something for you to be aware of, just in case. Yeah, and we're 15 seconds into. It's just like by doing all of this, you're gonna have this mind map more. You're gonna look at the situation and understand, where those guys are, what the CDs they have. Yeah, do you have any questions about this replay? Because if you don't, I can move into the second one. I can just watch that with you. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait. Yeah, sure, let's go. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, because overall, again, hope this is clear. So what are we doing? I'm using this formula here. Give me a second. No, it's not here. Yeah, this one. We're trying to scout for something. Scout for one of the things: decisions, positioning, timing, tempo, mechanics. Here I'm mostly been looking at decisions and positioning, and then you break it down with 3 questions. And then you decide, should you engage or not? And before that, yeah, I assume you also done your homework before you actually decide to engage. Definitely need to set up as well. Yeah, and just once you set up, you're like, okay, let's scout one more time. Yeah, let's take a look. The proper engagement flow, it always looks like this though. Or you scout for information, even in the spawn, try to anticipate a few things. It's usually about your team, what they're gonna do. And then you set up, and then you do this formula. Well, this is really important. Scout again, and you engage, and then engage. I have a video on engagement flow for anyone who is interested as well. This one here. Just gonna send the link to you guys. Give me a second. So the first one was yeah, it was session on awareness, and here's the link on engagement flow for anyone who's interested. Overall, my problem is one, burst. Second, dives bastion. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think awareness should fix a lot of it. It's definitely a big part is also how you position too. But in my opinion, as long as you're able to poke divers before the fight, it's good. Burst, need to be aware, reposition. We don't want to play in the open sightlines. Scope in animations. You can take a look at this. Shots. This is really big help. Yeah, let's watch the second replay then. Yeah, really, guys, I hope all this makes sense for anyone who is watching, joining the stream. You guys have any questions, feel free to ask those. Gotcha. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah, I mostly get questions in YouTube now. Yeah, maybe questions in the comments. Ask me those. Okay, Sombra. What do you got? Yeah, same thing. I think with Sombra, it's gonna be really important to pay attention to this at the start. Looking at decisions, especially. Just deciding what cooldowns are important, what big burst I'm playing around. Because those things you can hack. the Sombra is really good against ability-dependent characters. You can hack whoever has a lot of mobility, whoever is really cooldown dependent. Maybe hack the Genji, hack the Tracer, really good. After our previous session, I go for deeper flanks usually. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess, well, it's fine. Just also looking into the situation too. Yeah. Like against dive. Against. Oh, you're talking about Sombra. Yeah. Sombra, yeah. Sombra, definitely. You have to flank more. You have to take more deeper angles. That's for sure. So yeah, let's watch. So again, we scout for something, important CDs. What do you think? The enemy team, important CDs for us to pay attention to. I would say maybe Jungkook and Shout. Maybe you can also deny the Uniflight. You can also maybe deny Guardian's Angel if you like, but it's really short. I think maybe going after Widow is really valuable most of the time. If she has grapple hook, a lot of widows hate Sombras, right? If you find me the isolated Widowmaker and Widow is not aware of you, you can deny her pretty easily, especially if you deny the hook. Sometimes you don't even have to do that actually. If the Widow is low, you can just throw the virus and shoot. But yeah, you can look into the CDs. You can play around. See here. Right. Yep. Waiting. Virus. Okay. What do you think? Is a good one? Well, definitely have to shoot the same target though. If you virus that soldier, then shoot him. But yeah, okay. I guess the aim was to shoot the Junker Queen. That's alright. You finished her. Just missed the virus there. Okay, you gotta set up again. Yeah, I saw 0 HP Junker Queen. Yeah, that makes sense. So see, it's kind of whenever you're in this situation, there are no valuable cooldowns to deny. I think virus to throw at the start is just fine. You don't have to do anything really. You can. The soldiers' cooldowns are not as well, especially if you know they used already something like the HP pack. See here it's actually risky, like because they still have the HP pack around, right? So I would definitely hack maybe. Hacking is okay, I think, at the start here. Hack, virus, shoot. I think it's more valuable, actually, against the soldier. And this way, again, you keep in track. You keep in track. CDs, yeah? What are the CDs? Big help, yeah. You can always readjust. Maybe, let's say, during your game, you find some players switch. They switch one character for another, or you recognize you can't hack someone as much. You can just be, okay, I'm trying to track those 3 cooldowns now, like something else, like Soldier's Healing Station and Widow Grapple and Jungkook and Shout. You can play around. Well, fine. You can start with that. Ideally, at the top of 100 level, you should be able to track everything. That's also a good start. I would just be like, okay, they have CD, I deny it, or if they use CD, then you shoot the enemy a little bit more actively. Yeah, for example here, okay, what do? We wait for the next fight, okay. If you know Widow use grapple, you can go in and shoot. But then prepare your wires. See here, use the grapple to get in a position. That's fine, that's a good target. But keep in track. Could you do that here? Well, I think, sort of. It's just like, not really loud one. Maybe. Because you also see her over there, there's no way she gets there but by herself. Like, she's not able to walk through here, right? See, be more patient. Wait 2 seconds. 2 seconds for a virus and then shoot her. You would kill her, probably. Even though you don't have as much HP. Just because we're playing around the cities. Okay, now she sees you, but it still can exist. I think it's fine to exist on the flank. Like, make them push you. It's so good. As long as you're aware of the cooldowns. I would rather you maybe even swing deeper, just exist on the flank there. It's fine if they push you, you can always run away. Just keep track. Yes, was low on resources. Yeah, right there. When I was challenging the widow, you're right. Yeah, be patient. If you're low, just take your time. Take your time and yeah, make sure is good. Actually, it's getting us to this point. Because I have this first example. It's about decisions. The second example was about the positioning. I said that she has wall hacks. I should not flank them. Yay! I will talk about that more. Yeah. So the third example is actually about the timing. You can also pay attention to if your timing is good. Yeah, so you can be aware. Okay, maybe watch something. Let's say like watch if I'm tracking an enemy. I want to really watch when enemy is weak. Watch when enemy is weak. What makes them weak? Sometimes it can be, in certain cases, in your case with the Sombra, you can watch if the enemy is actually scoped in. It's a weakness. Like if they're not looking at you. Yeah, scoped in and not looking at you. Actually, with any character. Yeah, it's you only threatening if they are only scoped in and looking at you, then they're threatening. Like with the Bastion, yeah, we've been seeing you getting bursted. But if they're scoped in and not doing anything, then you can take advantage of it because they're moving slower. That's one thing. Ability. Well, I'm thinking, yeah, if they use something, yeah, maybe they use CDs, stuff like that. Okay. Yeah, so I would replace this. I wouldn't say. It's important to also look at, see and hear characters of your team, but I'm just gonna place because our attention is on the enemy team. Let's replace it with this. What attention is on? Yes, scope in and not looking at you. Use CDs. Yeah, maybe we're gonna add something else. When you do something like that, is before the fight, you can also see if your position is right, if you're behind the cover, when you're doing stuff. So see, right there, your fight before. You'll be like, okay, are they weak or not? Yeah, is it a good time for me to engage? Yeah, like right there, you're like, okay, they use CDs, they also scoped in, so I will just make a decision to engage in 2 seconds, but it has to be behind the cover as well, just like right there. Don't get too close. About wall hacks, while a lot of times it's more valuable to flank, actually, is that you're still making them nervous. Let's put it this way. Yes, she has wall hacks, but what wall hacks really do, they are making it easier for the enemy team to see you, right? They know where you are, but if they know where you are, well, if it's not opposing strat, like they can kill you, then you're good. So if you just exist on the flank and they constantly look at you and you know that you're there, like I say, I literally sit in that room inside there, and this guy knows that you're there, but they can kill you. That's really good. You can't do much, but then you can also engage the widow, and she will be nervous as well. She'll be constantly trying to anticipate are you engaging or not. That's fine. You just with the hacks, what's important is wall hacks. It's that you're not making active commitment in the areas where enemy has an advantage. Like I don't want to commit in the area like where Widow can instantly shoot me in the long range angle. I just want to take my time. Take my time, go over here, shorter angle, and then you'll be fine. So distract and bait them. Yeah, exactly. It's fine. You have to be mindful. Really. You have to be good at this awareness though, as we mentioned. Proxy Ds, proc location of the enemy. Just start with small. Start small. Like make sure you know where the location of the enemy is. Maybe 2-3 characters. Be able to talk 2-3 cooldowns. It's all good though. Hey guys, give me one moment. I think one student asked me to reschedule. Yeah, I just have to answer. Okay, we can reschedule. Yeah, it's just the session for today. Need to move it a little. Okay, yeah, let's continue. Hey, what's your thoughts? We're gonna pay attention to your timing now. Timing perspective. Timing perspective. I'm looking at watching if the enemy is weak enough. My attention is on if they use CDs, maybe if they're scoped in, stuff like that. Yeah, let's see. At this to me, it seems like they're not weak enough here. You can also look at it from perspective of, I'm thinking, this is the area, right? And the enemy team, are they really, let's put it this way. I always like to describe it, do you have the enemy space? So here, this is the enemy space in the way, where most of the enemy is. This is your friendly space over here, where most of your team is. And this is contested space. Contested space where most of you guys are gonna fight, most likely. The yellow area. And you usually don't want to fight in the red space. You typically fight in the yellow. You really find fighting with yellow, or you fight with blue space in your team space, right? So I think here, yeah, with your timings is just tracking of. Yeah, let's just say tracking location of your team. Well, it's the usual. Yeah, it's the usual stuff, but just most of my team, I need to be paying attention. If they're somewhere with me, then that makes an enemy team weaker. Because now you only have Rain. It's not enough. This guy might kill that Widow. Okay, he almost did. He missed the 5-strike though. Oh wait, she died eventually. She did die. How she died? She stood still. Okay, dude. Really? She died to the and then 5-strike again. I said he had 2 brain cells and pushed with me. Yeah, that's why. That's why I'm gonna call it that. Most of your team, keeping an eye. Yeah, I think that's sometimes little bit tough to decide, right? But if you can differentiate enemy space, contested space, my space, don't do anything in enemy space where most of the enemy is. Don't. Yeah, I'm just gonna make it like right down here. Yeah, let's put it in a note. Can I engage? Yeah. Can I engage? No. Like note. You don't want an engage in enemy space. Watch where most of enemy is, but you want to engage in contested space. Sorry, I gotta move this. No, contested space or friendly. Contested space where both of the teams are fighting. That's one. Okay. Next fight. Gotta move. Here. Fine. You know she has no grapple. If you know, that's really nice. And that's gonna be an exception. Okay, if you know this guy is isolated by himself, nobody can support. This makes this area your area of kill potential. Yeah, let's call it that. Like this sort of one-on-one. You can take whenever. Let's put it this way. Yeah, one of the exceptions. Whenever you're not taking one-on-one, then definitely wait for the bigger stuff happening. Yeah, this is fine. Virus, shoot. Is there something what's happening in the contested space though? Let me see. Yeah, so it's fine. Yeah, like the something's happening there. First of all, 2 characters dead, right? So that gives you an advantage. Your team is also actively fighting with Junker Queen and push up there. Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those exceptions. Whenever you have superior advantage on one-on-one on isolated targets, I think it's fine. Like here, isolated Genji, well, maybe you could fight. It is not the pass though. Like this is not your contested space. Contested space is over here. So let the enemy do something there first. I'm thinking, yeah. Because now the enemy is not weak. That's my point. You need to fight when the enemy is weak. Yeah, that's the statement. They're weak when they isolated. They may be weak when they entered the contested space. Or your friendly space, by the way.
No one can hide from my sight.
No, that's okay. They've been weak. Okay, set up again. Oh, what about here? See, like you need a few more check marks. Like this guy's isolated. Yeah. I would be fighting him when I'm behind him, like when he's not looking at me. So that makes it more ideal. So they even weaker. If you can weaken them somehow, do it. So what could you do? Maybe start shooting right when they look on the right side. Yeah, well, you don't have exact time, so maybe just ignore them at the start, like push through. What's the play? I wonder because the Rhine shatters as well. I'm thinking. I think you need to catch them here, basically. Like when they do that, they start looking at this direction. You can already start it. The enemy they already entered the contested space anyway, so I think this is good enough. It's like reassure the window though, but whenever you catch an enemy in the middle of rotation, they're weaker. Yeah, I think you can take a look at that. You see these, most of my team is there, but also if enemy between, yeah, let's say if enemy in rotation. In rotation, what I mean by that is usually when they start breaking through the corner. So see here, there's corner A, and they move to corner B, for example, and then they just gonna break the corner. You can already start. It's fine. Oh, hydrate. Yeah, yeah, we'll hydrate. Sure. Mm, There is problem on Sombra though. If I wait for a perfect opportunity, they might cap point, but then if my tank is Bayonetta, it gets smoked. Yeah, exactly. So you wanna have the position which ideally forces an enemy to do something with you as well. That's why I really like 180 flanks a lot. This is a decent position. They entered in contested space, do something. Yeah, you just like this is a little bit late now already.
They really have it out for me. EMP is almost ready. Group up, Banda. Nano.
Yeah, watching the timing. Yeah, not perfect opportunity, rather not, yeah, but watching if the enemy is weak, okay? What do you think?
Nano boost administered.
Yeah, like, so what do you want to start with, first of all? Is this guy weak? Giant Dwarf. Why he's not weak? You know, look at the CDs. Yeah, the second part, what we should be, oh, actually the first part, yeah, what we need to be able to track. CDs, yeah, play around that. Make sure they use CDs, or you just, yeah, with Sombra you can fight when you also hack, yeah, because you negate those cooldowns too. So I would just hack first. Don't virus first. Hack first, and then shoot. Because this guy just gets away with a lot of stuff. He has EMP too, but you could have gotten bigger value. Who knows? You get a kill, and then you don't need EMP because you see your Brian is nanoed already. 4 CDs. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah, that's a good point. Mm, if you have it a position which allows you to do so, sure. It's just with Sombra, a lot of times you're invisible. So I'm thinking, yeah, you kind of look at it this way. You come from the best position. You have this passive value in a way usually, and you do it this way. You primary fire something like with any character. You primary fire something, and then an enemy use their CD. They use something, and then you use your own CDs to punish them. It's usually this way. That's how I would look at it. Ideally. But with Sombra, because you can deny your hack, you hack such important tool, you kind of start with the hack a lot. Yeah, but because this is more general model, right? The exceptions, but just against ability dependent. You look at the enemy team who's ability dependent. Well, they Kiri, Genji. Yeah, this okay. Been standing still. I think that makes sense. You shooting them there? Yeah. Nice. Okay. No, let's watch the attack now. He's a huge player. Stole them. Yeah. No, I think it was alright. Yeah, they've been standing still. They're weak. Yeah, that was the main point about the timing. Yeah, we get on a good position there. I like it. As a huge flank. That's nice. Yeah. Now this guy's going to chase you. That's fine. You see what I mean by forcing the CDs to? This is good too. Like you're not even shooting, doing anything. You already forced TP. That's quite good. 1 CP for your translocator. You don't have to wires there. You can just run away. But yeah, TP for translocator is pretty big. It's 11 seconds now. I just wanna see what he could have done there. I'm thinking, well, first, you need to start with the hack. Again, it gets us to the point with the previous stuff we talked about. If you're able to track CDs, the Mercy's Guardian Angel is 2 seconds. Hack first, then shoot. You get a kill on her, probably. Yeah, do something, but my tank died meanwhile. You can't do much about it, 100%. That happens. You just start with the hack first. Ability dependent character, then. Like you shoot, maybe if I would really nitpick. Okay, the most ideal is as soon as she used Guardian Angel here, you wait and shoot, and now you use your hack. So she will stay. That's the most ideal. You prolong the duration of her being here. That's our main point here. Like make them weak, yeah? Like make sure you do that. There's something is already happening on this guy's your team, your tank died, right? So that makes sense. You find just the most weaker link. You find it. I don't think you have anyone else to fight, yeah, from your position. You've been running away from here, so this is the weakest one, the kind of most isolated one here. So here we wait. I'll. Now what do you think? We use a virus, use your hack. If we think about our timing perspective there, what's your thoughts? Should Mercy there? Well, if if you know she's there, then probably. I mean, yeah, if she's rocked 100%, that's 100% you should. I'm thinking here. Okay, again, I want you to be contributing to the contested area more. Maybe trying to just put more attention towards these guys over here, just in case. Could have killed her there though. Yeah, like this is the thing about the timing. Yeah, I'm shooting what's weak, but because there's a lot of things for you to keep an eye on, also in relation to your team, you can definitely track some of the CDs your team's used. Okay, maybe they use Rock, or maybe what your team might use. Something like Nade, for example, and also try to coordinate the pressure with that. Yeah, that makes an enemy team weaker whenever you chain those CDs together. It makes it so much easier. So yeah, even though you notice, okay, virus is there, but it's not as good to not as good compared to Rock. Yeah, Rock is more expensive. That makes the enemy Mercy weaker. I just shoot the Mercy. Yeah. Yeah, let me think. We looked at first one is your decisions, and then we also looked at one. Yeah, we looked at the positioning, but not as much with Sombra, actually. Yeah, that is something what might help, but I think you're doing well most of the time. But you still able, keep it in mind, all these notes, you're still able to potentially try to track and see, okay, where the enemies are, so you position accordingly. But yeah, I think most of your problem is the third thing here, is the timing. Yeah, keep an eye on that more. It's gonna help, like, you need to fight when the enemy is weak. Yeah. So fight when an enemy is weak. Yeah, and all those points, those makes them weak. I'm just gonna the bold text here. One more question: if there's a Reaper wrench up my Bastion, what do I do? Reaper and Venture, or Reaper or Venture? Reaper and Venture, they both struggle against long range poke. So you would do the same as you would do against the Davers. You need to poke them more before the actual fight, and use long range distance, like longer range areas more. That's what I would do. You usually want to avoid those enclosed spaces too. You don't want to fight in enclosed spaces too much versus them. The Venture and Reaper, they're really comparable to each other. But on short range map, let's say Clash, they destroy Bastion. If Well, even on Clash, even though well, I understand what you mean. Yeah, even though it feels like, okay, there are a lot of short range angles to work with, but are you using the long range angles as well? There's still long range potential. Like on Anubis throne, you can take high grounds a lot of times and get the long range angle there. On this one, I forget the name. It's like Hanamura, old Hanamura one. You also have long range angles to work with. You can play Bastion, just make sure you have the right sightlines. They don't exist in those short too short range spaces. It's either hard. Anoka, yeah. Yeah, I get it. Well, mostly your hero pool depends on first your team composition, second is the map, right? So look at what your comp is doing too. Maybe you don't have a suitable comp for the Bastion anyway, so you can just run something else. And the map is more, I think there's more potential to flank around most of the time, so Sombra is really nice. But yeah, for the most part, that's it. If you're gonna have any questions later, just message me. I think I'm just gonna save all those notes. I'm gonna screenshot this, actually. I'm gonna screenshot those notes and send those to you. I've done it as a presentation. Hope that's good. But yeah, if you want me to write down like the usual way I do, I can also do it. This presentation here, you can keep it. It's great. Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to do more general session on something, so it's great. Okay, I'm sharing You're sharing all the screenshots. Okay, example number 2 as well. So those examples as well, keep those in mind. It's just we're looking at what you can scout through the lens of something. Yeah, we're scouting for maybe the enemy decisions or your team's decisions, or like enemy position or your team position, and then decide should you do something or not based on that information. Those are 3 exercises you need to go through. Okay, even 6 exercises, because you can do it one way. Look to scout what your team's doing, and the other way is the enemy. That is what I've been paying attention to. Yeah, that's how we can fix the awareness, really. Well, most of it, not everything, but that's big helper. Again, do a quick rundown. CDs is really big one for us. Second, position of the enemy. Third one is understanding the timing, attacking anything what's weak. Nice. Okay, I think that's it then. I need to go soon, but if you guys have any questions later, feel free to ask those. I'm gonna share the summary with you as well. Give me a second. It's gonna be here. And share. Okay. Okay, everyone. That's it for the day. I'll be back. Actually, I will be back soon with some lectures on YouTube. It's gonna be later. Yeah, I'm preparing a few stuff for YouTube. Okay, bye bye everyone. Have a good day.